All right, we're ready to go. You'll get all your silly jokes out of here. Talk about Nothics, a very serious creature that has seen things that warped it forever, and there's nothing funny about that, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not thick. They're like skinny fat. I definitely
yeah.
didn't steal
Dang
that
it!
joke from anyone.
You whipped that one out immediately. I was trying to think of a different one. I was actually going to say like, so because Nothics are transformation from people, they go from like normal two-eyed creatures to Sonic the Hedgehog style creatures, and then slowly
I
their
mean,
eyes merge more and more until they're a Nothic, a little
one-eyed,
cyclopean wizard.
flying purple people eater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fucking
that's actually really bad biology for being a people eater. You can only see the one
yeah,
it,
through
yeah.
depth perception.
yeah.
But
It because at least with beholders, it makes sense. Like being the other eye creature, their eye stalks can go wherever, and kind of same with the other eye stalk creatures. This thing's unless like it's just like you think its depth perception would be off somewhat.
Well, that's like the whole kind of meme about their design is they are wizards who suffered so much
yeah, they
intellectual.
snuffled.
They snuffled and they snuffleupagus. Now they were so tunnel visioned that they stopped looking at anything but the isolated pursuit of knowledge. So the world
I
around them
like
Oh,
that.
matters a lot less than what they're immediately focused on, which is why they can only use their abilities on one creature at a time. I
okay.
feel like there's a chance they could even forget everything that they're learning, and they're just like, I know everything. I forgot. Like,
It's funny
forget me not.
Because we're
um
touching on
as they
Oh,
evolve
go
into a
ahead,
new
go ahead.
species, they develop object permanence again.
Mhm. You have that one big goldfish eye.
We were touching earlier on prior to this recording. We were touching earlier on the fact that Nothics are very tragic. Like
Yes.
just being these like people trying to learn more and more and basically digging too deep and getting fucked up and cursed by the magic
Their
that they're
obsession.
researching.
Yeah.
Yes, the greed consumes them.
And that's why I
Um,
was going to say, I haven't brought it up yet, but it feels just like Smeagol, how his body
yes,
devolves and he gets like hunched over and he only thinks about one thing all the time and he hides in these remote corners of the world where he protects these ancient artifacts.
Mm.
That's how Nothics are written to be, is very much like Smeagol, but
Yeah,
they know a
because
little bit more about what they love.
the only official adventure I know they're in is Curse of Strahd, where they're in the Amber Vault, which was a vault full of
oh,
forbidden lore, and they're
Hmm.
like the
huh.
only non-undead creatures in that place, if I remember right.
Oh.
Like there's Yugoloth, some flaming
Yeah,
skulls,
there
I
was a
think.
Arcanoloth.
Yeah, Arcanoloth, and they're in there amongst like the mummified remains of all the dead masters, so they could have just been stuck in there getting whispered to from these creatures trying to get
Oh
out and all
God,
the
yeah. And in that chamber, I think there is also a little lich recipe. It's like one of the 25 notable places in the multiverse that, yeah, it's written
Oh,
in the walls.
oh man.
oh yeah, that's in there. So because I believe one of them, yeah, if you make a pact with him, I think he teaches you the secret of lichdom.
Yeah, that's probably the best person to learn how to become a lich from is someone who's just straight up dead, can't benefit from you
Hmm.
at all.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
an idea I like about Nothic, since I feel like also as well they have this knowledge, but they can't properly use it because of their madness. They're just focused on obtaining it, but they don't understand why.
They are not spellcasters.
Yeah.
I
that's
never thought
oh.
about that.
Yeah, because
Uh huh.
I'm kind of
They're all
thinking,
ex-wizards and they lose touch with the weave or whatever source of magic you have in that
yeah,
setting.
because I'm kind of thinking like how you think of an animal, like they know their purpose in life is to survive and reproduce. They don't know any other reason why. They just do it. So I'm
Hmm.
really wondering if it just becomes that drive to them, gain more knowledge, cannot remember a second step. So they just keep gaining knowledge and not don't even know what to do with it.
Question mark prosper, and they figure
Yeah,
out what
yeah.
the question mark is. It's become fucking nothing.
Step
You
four
don't
is
get to
Well,
step
because
profit.
there's
three.
You still
also
don't know what 2 and 3 are.
Hmm.
there's also some like early lore because there's a I think it's off of the one of the ideas behind the original Nothics was they were like basically Vecna worshippers or something, and they get like twisted into a Nothic. And part of being a Nothic is they want to figure out how to fix themselves. So there is this innate want to like find this thing, and they're just kind of doomed to never find it because they
There's no
them
peripheral.
kind of yeah exactly.
They're not technically people anymore, so OSHA regulations don't apply to them.
Exactly.
Put them in the mines.
Yeah. I was about to say, Vecna just has a bunch of unplayed interns that he pays in weird little secrets.
he gives them gossip. He gives them gossip in the mine.
They're addicted to tea. That's what happens if you look at your phone for too long. Your whole head becomes one eyeball.
Oh, God.
Fucking, I've been staring at TikTok all day.
I know everyone's secrets. I know how to dox you in a moment. And he looks through his phone, and that's it.
Is this your IP address?
Literally. So yeah, that actually leads into something viewers might not know about Nothics. Is their main ability is when they look at a creature or a character, or I think any subject. I think it's restricted to like a creature, but they should have legend lore on top of anything. They learn one secret about you.
Yeah.
They learn what color your underwear is. They learn like who you had a crush on in high school. And that does just feel like someone who's got access to all your IP shit. They're like, ah, yes, you went to Fomeria High.
How would you...
You know Susie?
Like, would you... In a scenario, would you have a specific thing? Like I guess, because there's like the more obvious route of, oh, maybe a character has a secret or something, so maybe they'll learn this thing and not necessarily like give it out immediately, but more so make a comment about it or something.
Yeah. That's the whole dilemma of actually using Nothics, which makes them really difficult, because it's like, okay, you know a secret from a character. What do you do with it? Like, that doesn't feel natural because it's a forced thing that you take from them. It's not like, oh no, you caught me red-handed. You know that I'm addicted to fentanyl. And he just looks at you and he's like, oh, you smell like fentanyl. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, because
I remember using it.
What it is they have a weird insight ability where the Nothic targets one creature can see within 30 foot of it. The target must contest its charisma deception check against the Nothic's wisdom insight check. If the Nothic wins, it magically learns one factor secret about the target. The target automatically wins if it's immune to being charmed. So it doesn't work on elves, but that's interesting in the sense that has insight of +4. Because, yeah, it's not an offensive ability, so it is more of a roleplay ability at that point. And me, in my head, how that kind of works is like someone who's kind of on the way out with Alzheimer's, where they remember things, but they're very disjointed and not really coherent. Like, kind of like how you have an old relative that might remember you one day, like a random fact of like, oh, remember when we went to this place when you were 10 years old? It was a sunny day. It was lovely. And then they won't remember who you are a second later.
The synapses fire for like 5 seconds.
I really like that.
Yeah. You ever thought tabletop RPGs just ain't fast enough? You want to play in a game that took the best aspects of Mad Max and Dune and put them all into a literal sandbox? You want to play in that said sandbox, or do you want to just add it to your own? Do you want to do this to someone? I know I do. Well, I'm here today to tell you about Scorched Basin, a system-agnostic setting set up by a homie and a dude that just went live on Kickstarter, and it looks so good. Scorched Basin is a setting where 5 unique factions are battling it out, all controlled as crystal, and it looks hype. Like, I actually plan on adding it to my settings soon. And that's the thing I love about it, is it can fit into any tabletop. You can just put it in a desert somewhere, and it can fit in fine, or you can play it like your own little one-shot if you want to. Both sound really fun, and I plan on probably doing both. If you want to back to Kickstarter now, check the link in my bio. There's some great rewards and great systems, alchemy, 3D models, so many cool things that are based in the system that I think you'll enjoy. I met both these dudes at Gen Con this previous year, both incredibly sweet people, and I want to support them. So, hey, check out this awesome father-son duo. I love what they're doing. Also, you can't tell me an entire book built around vehicular combat, fighting people in the desert looking for lost artifacts isn't an awesome idea. I love this.
I remember using it, or go ahead.
Yeah, because I kind of like the idea of you're just like the Academy's Nothic that they just try and get magical secrets out of. You just don't think anything of him, then randomly he just grabs you by the hand at one point. It's like, I know your search history. And just like reads off to you.
Everyone's just like, okay, we have to kill this thing right now.
It's like, it pauses, it's sitting there, it turns towards like one of the young wizards, and it goes, with your left hand, searching the same thing every 2 p.m. on the dot in the closet.
I know your secret. I know your secret.
The whole time the guy's just like sweating. They're like, what are they talking about?
You've never gone looking for water for 2 hours every time you leave your camp while the others set up. I know what you do.
Your awakening is Mewtwo.
I remember the way that I used it for a thing once was I kind of used it more of a way to bring something up, where it's like an NPC that was with the party. It uses it on them because I didn't want to like the party knows most of their stuff. Nobody has anything scandalous on them. Okay. But it's a thing where I'm like, well, how do I use this Nothic in like a fun way? And I was like, well, they don't know stuff about this NPC. He doesn't talk about himself much. So there's just this point where it swivels around, it uses it on him, and all he says is he just points his finger towards him and he goes, murderer. And like it's this moment where the NPC freaks out, and I just like gave him like a fear like status effect kind of thing. And that like to one of the players, I was like, oh wait, what? Like what did he do? Fucking
that's pretty cool. I like that.
I think one of the two main ways that they're intended is like they guard a bunch of secrets and they try to bargain against you with your own secrets to get like one thing. They're like, I have dirt on you now. I have a book that you want that I've read 100 times. What do you have? Since I have leverage in this situation. The second way to use them...
cancel you on Twitter.
Literally. I have a dead man's switch on my Twitter account with 20,000 followers.
I
know what you did.
Are going to dox you.
Notice how no one has ever asked you where you were in September of 2002. That or a legitimately horrifying way to introduce them if your characters or players know about what a Nothic is. Have them walk into a throne room with a dude decked out in spiky black armor, and over either shoulders clinging to the wall is a Nothic. And they're just whispering in his ears as you enter.
Kind of sick.
You're just like, no. No. Yeah.
Check his IP address.
Okay.
That dude likes IPs and nacho cheese too much.
Don't ask him about his opinions on halflings.
And he's like a really good king because he knows where to maneuver the conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, that made him really uncomfortable, but he's not showing it right now.
Chester's buried under the floorboards.
I'm picturing like this dude having wingman Nothics with him. Just like he's talking to someone, and it's just like, she's actually super into you.
Like they have a couple fucking like little earpieces, and he's over at the bar with his neck craned down, staring at her, and he's like, "Look, she's really into you, but she's kind of creeped out by the way I'm staring at her."
Dude, you're gonna fumble the bag.
You have to get the bag, master.
She's a son of a gin and tonic master.
She is unaware of what a roofie is. Now is your chance. No. You're like, dude.
Oh, Jesus. The music stops. The music is like fucking the Nothic's looking around. It's like doing its mind ability on everyone. It's like, oh shit, everybody heard that. I'm an empath.
I recently introduced a Nothic into the campaign that I'm running, and it's sort of like it takes a lot of inspiration from Stardew Valley, but because it's such a fantastical world, it has not been anything Stardew Valley related. But there is in the center of town, in the courtyard of the castle, there's a well, and so they live on an island, and the island used to be a giant mountain that researched all the dimensions and like fucking every piece of magic you could. So it sank down, and in the inside are these catacombs of all these researchers that have done everything and all these adventurers that have been here. Um, and they got into a room where there was a note on the door that was like, there was a note on the door that was like, sorry, I locked my friends in here. Please don't go past this door because 3 layers down, there's something terrible. And part of the adventuring party that guy was with was also trapped in there. And he was warped by magic and potions made by another character. And it turned him into not just a Nothic, but someone who was able to rapidly learn anything he looked at with the powers of a Nothic. And he was unable to die.
Nice.
So they show up at this guy who's tried to kill himself 1,000 times. And he's sitting at this like desk with broken glass all over the floor. And they walk in and he turns and he's got this huge piercing eye. And he's like, I know why you're here. I know what you've done. I know everything about you. I don't give a shit. Like, I do not care. And they like kind of annoy him. So he slams his head into the glass and it like falls out. And he's like, look, I can't die. But I do know that my friend down there who made the potion that turned me into this is a bigger, scarier monster. And I just go die. I don't know. I don't care. And then they like convince him to come with them. I forget exactly how, but he like crushes his body and falls apart and returns to that orb that is his eyeball, and that's where it reconvenes. So they just have this like deathless, semi-suicidal, infinite well of knowledge that doesn't really want too much to do with them, but it knows everything about what they want to do and what potential outcomes could happen. It just based on the experiences that it sees them having gone through, and he's like, just give up. Stop.
Dang.
You're going to make things worse everywhere. And they're like, but we're adventurers. He's like, oh, I know.
The stock market's going to crash.
You can have a little Nothic like a cheap trick from JoJo.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
Lord have mercy. Yeah.
Nah. Burn the photo.
I had to.
Go ahead.
I had the idea for the ancient Nothic I got after watching your video on them, where when he used it, it was basically just a Nothic that started retaining so much knowledge, its head is just the eyeball in his head just kept swelling. Like, that was kind of in my head. I just thought it'd be a cool idea. It's just like the classic brain swell, but also there's just a big old eye attached to it.
Yeah,
So
eventually they float away like birthday balloons.
Yeah, because I was thinking kind of Bloodborne-esque at first, where it just like kind of becomes like the eyes on the inside type of deal.
Oh, that's cool.
Then like, nah, kind of like that single focus, but yeah, it was just basically kind of a beefed up Nothic with like actual pretty serious like just a necrotic laser instead of just a rotting gaze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I do like that. I like the rotting gaze idea because I like the idea they just attacking with the eye feels really cool. Like it's just like fucking eye focus, necrotic beam.
I feel like that would be fun to sort of play it off as like, I can see your future and I'm going to force it on you now. And you like get older and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I kind of
like an anti-oracle.
with that, but also the weird insight. It did psychic damage if you ended up failing. It was what I had of just.
I like that.
Kind of like had an aura effect on him, where like your thoughts become more clear to him.
That would be fucking scary if it was like the psychic damage that you take. They are taking those memories. The things that they learn about you, you forget about yourself. So it makes them more like thieves. It'd be hard to play. You would need a really good like party and players at your table, but that sounds fun.
You'd also have to be pretty familiar with your party.
Yeah. I did one time try to add more into like the insight thing of, since they were originally wizards at one point, I did have the idea of like, temporarily for like a round or 2, if they get to pull it off on a spellcaster in the party, Oh, look at that cat.
Woo! That's a pretty cat. Your cat actually has sentience, unlike all of mine.
Yeah.
He has sentience and he just uses it to be just a lazy little boy. Except, unless he sees a moth, and then it's over for him.
Who needs
Um,
moths?
the idea I had was just basically like for like a round or two, they just grab access to any like a random spell from like the player's spell list,
That's
and
really cool.
depending
love
on
that.
how powerful the spell is, like for example, if it's like, oh, they just got temporary access to like a 5th level spell, the mindset that I had was just like, for maybe every like spell level beyond 2, they take like 10 damage or something like that.
Oh, when they cast it, or
yeah, when they cast
Oh,
it,
that's
because
fun.
it becomes, it's like, oh, this is beyond, you're casting beyond what you're capable of. Your body is going to feel like physical pain from this. Like it's just like
yeah.
I don't know, they try to cast something crazy, and it's just as they do it, you see like bits of magical energy just like blasting at them, just fucking, maybe their fucking little Nothic eye like starts to glow as they're getting
Yeah.
like damaged from the inside. Fucking
Well, that's the whole visible motif. Is like their eyes have this unique, almost sickly glow, and their bodies are gray and covered in fractals for some reason.
Yeah. You gave me
But
a
yeah,
really
the
cool
glowing eye is
idea
good.
of like, you know how every fighting game had that copycat character? I kind of
Yeah.
like the idea of a Nothic takes the memory thing, but just like is able to use a random ability in the party. Like you see him just pull out a fighter action surge out of nowhere.
honestly,
Like an
oh,
offshoot doppelganger that learns your skills instead of your look.
Yeah, yeah.
that would
Like
be kind of
Taskmaster
sick.
from
I was about to say
Yeah.
That's literally Taskmaster. Freaking, because it would be kind of fun to describe. Like, oh, he focuses on the fighter, and like maybe he just has a bunch of tools and shit on him, and it's just like takes a similar stance as to what you have,
Yeah,
and
his
just starts,
shifting his posture and maybe his body
Yeah.
warps a little bit, and you're like,
Yeah, 'cause
and it's literally off of. He literally starts to gain your memories. He thinks he is you. He fucking
yeah, because that was a thing I really like. Some doppelganger lore where they gain the memories of the people that they imitate.
mhm.
Hey,
And
'cause
they
I
start to
know-
forget who they did that in The Boys.
Yeah, the
That one
boys.
person who, yeah.
Yeah, Boys did that. The shapeshifter from that. Witcher had a really cool example of it. Doo from that since. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the small guy.
Yeah, because he impersonated. It was a gnome or halfling. Can't remember which one, but had all of his memories, but had all of his connections as a doppelganger, and in one day became the most thriving merchant in their area.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, it was a really cool idea.
Uh,
Let's see. Got a notification running out of storage space. Hopefully this will be able to save. If not,
I like that you could easily make them sort of an inverse of doppelgangers, where doppelgangers will slowly start to lose themselves in the role that they're playing as an actor. I like the idea of Nothics getting everything at once and then it burning out like a battery on fire. So they turn into you for a second and then they freak out and they need to steal more.
It's not a situation of like, oh, I now know all your tricks. It's more like, I know your tricks. Who are you?
It's like two different types of drug addiction, where you start to lose yourself in one over time, and the other one, it's this like shift of, oh, I love who I am in this moment when I'm you, and I'm losing that too quickly, so I'm gonna rip you apart until I don't know anything.
That could be like a fun, like I don't know, like minor antagonist of, he just keeps a bunch of skilled people around him and keeps siphoning their
Fun.
abilities.
Yeah. And they're all like paid to not do anything because he likes being in the action.
Yeah.
They're like, just stand over there and drink, and he's like, all right, give me your sword. That'd be such a freaky fight. A guy who like dances around tables of other fighters you should be fighting and is them instead.
It's like that'd be like at that point he has like legendary actions and shit. Like he's learned so much. He has to power up just looking at people. Fucking
God, that would be nuts.
What a little voyeur.
Yeah.
I like that idea though. Because one thing that even came to mind is just a crazy scenario, like a player sold their old armor, then he comes and ends up wearing it.
Or like you get armor broken in a certain fight and you have to discard it, and you see him like patchwork wearing it like he picked it up after he learned where you left it.
Yeah.
He's like the grubby you. He wants to be you.
It's so interesting, like a non-effective doppelganger that's struggling all the way but loves this other identity.
Well, that's
a really unique way to spin. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this really plays into the fun things with a Nothic of just it is kind of in one losing yourself to your greed, but at the same time, now that they are this whole other like thing, this whole other creature, they truly have lost themselves. They're just, it's that want to absorb others' identities now, if you look at it from that gaze.
That's fun, but I actually think you could play the opposite into it, like really, really well, where a wizard who is pursuing knowledge wants to be the embodiment of it. So there's some ego, there's some pride there. And there are certain types of Nothics that can control creatures for short periods of time. So the idea that like SCP Dr. Light, they fucking look at you and for the next minute you are just them. And then you come back and what they harvested something over that time could be fun. I don't know.
No, you're cooking with that one. That could be fun. You say, Chuck?
I was just saying, I really like that idea. I'm just getting steered away by that guy. I really like this idea now.
Because I'm really getting sold on the idea. This isn't even necessarily just a Nothic, it's more like a specific Nothic idea of just like dude who is temporarily stealing abilities from people is really cool.
Yeah.
My mind just keeps going to one Creepcast episode where it was an episode called The Stairs. The number of stairs keeps changing in my apartment and I'm blind, something like that.
I know that one.
Yeah, where it was a creature trying to become her, and it's a blind woman having to slowly figure this out, but then realizes it's been taking her hair and was trying to make a wig out of it.
Yeah.
Then
I feel like Nothics play into almost every role, like with Gollum was one of the first characters that shifted. Just their obsession turning them into a monster. I don't know. It's the easiest way to look at it, but there's a lot of addictive nuances that you can play with. And I feel like them as these hyper intelligent, obsessive humanoids fits. Because initially the concept is just like, oh, they have a bunch of shit and you as adventurers want to take their shit. And then they learn about you and that's kind of it. It's kind of a dead wall. It's like, oh, our secrets now die. They're not that strong.
Yeah. They're meant to like more so step it. It's almost like a DM from way back when was like, oh, I keep having these players that have mysterious backgrounds, but they never open up on it.
It's so pissed. They're just like, he learns. Tell me now.
He knows it. Tell it. Say it.
Yeah, because it soaks up info that they don't have to repeat back to you if there's no effective reason to. So it's just for the DM to know. It's like, oh, the Nothic feeds the DM. He brings me a steak dinner of your lore.
The Nothic is my little friend. He tells me nice little secrets.
You say, my backstory is slim, and he says, nah, thick.
I
You go piss really
I've-
quick.
Yeah. Your backstory is tick.
Baby bladder. Yeah, no, because I've used Nothics in my game before, and I had my own kind of twist on them of just I kind of wanted to introduce some like Vampire the Masquerade-ish kind of stuff into my game, more of just I had this idea of like, oh, area where all the mages are at is actually like secretly run by vampires. And one of the ones that I was kind of focused on were I forget the exact name of them, but they're like these flesh shapers. So I'm basically explaining how I had used Nothics in a game where I had like a setup of like the kind of Vampire the Masquerade inspired thing of like these flesh shapers that are in this area where there's a bunch of wizards like learning magic, where it's more okay in my setting. People don't have as strong of a stigma, but in reality, it's like a lot of these magic schools are kind of being run by vampires. And my idea was just like, oh, these Nothics that the players have encountered are actually probably just, they were like wizard students that were promised by like some of these vampires of like, hey, do some work for us, and we'll offer you some cool spell books. We'll be able to like help you out and figure some stuff out. And they're like, yeah, cool. And then it turns into like, oh, they got like experimented on, and they turned them into like these little spies for them. They made them into Nothics, and it's like
that.
A couple of them escaped, and now they've kind of just been fucked over because they're like, fuck, well, I can't fix myself, I'm just stuck like this now. And they also have like this inherent like want of like, I need to know shit, I need to like it, because they were like kind of warped to think like that. And that's basically where my Nothics come from. It's just they're people that were fucking they wrong place, wrong time. Fucking
Got human trafficked by vampires.
Yeah, basically.
I like that idea. I don't know. There's multiple ways I think it'd be cool, because I think that's cool. The classic kind of Bloodborne-esque of just those who sought forbidden knowledge ended up becoming warped by it,
yes.
and also those who accidentally stumbled upon it were forever changed.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I try not to default to Bloodborne so much when we're talking about Eldritch stuff, but that's...
well, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, it's incredibly fitting.
Yeah,
it feels like a Bloodborne-style folly.
And there's like... Eldritch shirt and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Owlbear.
Damn, I don't have my feminism shirt nearby.
But just that idea that I like that you get forbidden knowledge, and your world starts warping around you, and you start seeing invisible things that weren't there, new creatures you never noticed before.
That's true.
That's an Adventure Time thing. With your wizard eyes, you can see into the spirit plane.
Because with True Sight, they would have that. They would literally,
oh my god!
Because I almost forgot. You're so right.
They would feel schizophrenic, but they're actually seeing the truth, and the truth is not reality. So they would slowly break away from their like perceived reality into the real one, where there's shit all over the place, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because seeing True Sight always, not even regular, just you can't turn that off. It is always there. You're seeing some things you shouldn't.
You're seeing ghosts, spiders, like sneak thieves on long journeys, angels flying through the sky on their secret duties, and you're like,
oh. I really like the Smeagol comparison, because I'm also picturing them just, I don't know, like cowering in fear in the fact that they see the truth all the time.
Oh my god, it would be so cool if you spoke to a Nothic and you're like, look, you used to be a wizard, why don't you cast spells? And it looks at you with horror, and it's like, I'm never touching where that comes from again. You should not be casting spells, and you're like,
you shouldn't be messing with this stuff, dude. Yeah. you have no idea.
One wrong step, and your fate will be worse than mine. And they're like, shut up. Let me cast Fireball. Fuck you.
There's some weird things out there. Weird things.
I've seen it. I've seen it all.
I've seen things that'll make your eyes split and merge into one.
And its name is Sonic the Hedgehog. It moves faster than you can see, but not me.
Jumps off cliff.
Spin dashes.
I can see the dimensional merge is coming, so you should just...
Oh, no. He's like a Nothic in prison right now.
The merge is coming. I see it on the horizon.
That's actually kind of a fun connection. So have you guys heard of the show Adventure Time?
No.
In order to get into the first dead world, you have to recite a chant while looking at the corner of a wall and then cross your eyes so that the corner splits and a path opens.
That's kind of dope, actually.
Like, by your perception, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, then Nothic wouldn't be able to do it then.
No, they're just walking the border of death all the time, I guess.
You tell Nothic to roll its eyes, and it just like starts bowling it toward you like it's one of the fates.
The way that like the one that can't die, I picture it in my head, is kind of like the guy in One Punch Man. The like 6-headed demon that has a pearl in each of its heads, and you can destroy every part of its body, but not the little orb.
Yeah,
I feel like if a Nothic should extend from its eye, because that's where all of its magic and stuff is. And I feel like those should be harder to break. Like in Breath of the Wild, the big skeleton ogres that have their eye falls out and you have to beat it a bunch and then it goes back into the skeleton. You do that 3 times and then it dies. I feel like a Nothic should be like that. That or you pop it really easily.
Yeah. That was something they did in Baldur's Gate 3, where they didn't include Nothics in the game, but you could find their eyes and their you can mix 3 of them together to make an elixir of see invisibility.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that was cool.
I like because I do really like the idea of a Nothic's eye actually being like this big glass kind of ball. This, in a way, almost like a weird focus, like
if you smack it too hard, a spell might fly out.
Maybe, yeah.
Like
fucking like a big crystal ball.
Focus would go insanely
hard. You know why it's really funny because I didn't intend for it, but I like the idea of thinking about it as a crystal ball because it kind of helps you see things that you like. It's like literally peering into people's minds and being able to see it and shit and like fucking something else. I guess this is kind of like a Cyclops thing too. Is I kind of like the idea of Nothics potentially having some sort of weird divination of knowing some sort of like doomsday thing or some kind of like a scary like prophecy or something. Like it's like, oh, I learned some fucking crazy shit and now I'm like haunted by the knowledge of oh, I know something cryptic, and when this shit happens, something awful is going to happen.
Yeah, little oracles, basically.
Yeah, yes, that's yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said the fates earlier, because that was their whole thing. Is
they have to like at least in the Hercules story, they like toss around their one eye that can see everything.
Yeah, I think that's pretty consistent for their lore, because even that was a thing in Clash of the Titans where they took their eye from them and threatened to drop it off the cliff if they.
Oh yeah, that might be a.
That was. This reminds me of something that I felt very proud of just off of like a stupid thing was
That's been this
in my game. Yeah, in my game, there is a point where I threw my players a bit for a loop because
I'm paying attention.
They were they were basically
I heard the storm and kicking up again, so I was like, oh no.
There was a point where they were like reviewing some cargo, and some people had basically ordered like exotic creatures on this boat, and one of the things that I threw out there were just like pygmy cyclops or something like that, and the players are like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? And when they finally opened it, it was like some Nothics that were sitting there.
That's really cool.
Did you say pygmy or pygmy?
Yeah, pygmy, like tiny,
Okay.
like small
Widow.
cyclops.
I thought it was a cyclops that's just like, yeah, I'm not like the other cyclopses. They don't really herd shit.
I'm kind of a pick me cyclops. Like,
Look, I make my own meat. I don't have to rely on anyone.
I'm actually
Do you want to see
cool
my
with Odysseus, or nobody, as I like to call him.
I actually
never throw a ship at him. Nobody.
Yeah,
Poseidon
I've never
is
done
actually
throw a
kinda
ship at
overrated.
nobody.
Like, you know what Poseidon did to women? My mom, actually. It's not good.
It's just not okay. Look, I would never do anything like that.
Yeah, no, I respect women.
Not me.
I'm a little different. I'm a little different. In a good way, though.
I'm actually a good person, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Before I chase a woman down, I ask her name first, so I know what to call her as I run after her.
I tell her, "May I chase you down?" And she goes, "Ah!" So I take that as her like saying, "Let me think about it." So
It's not a no. It's not a no.
I don't know. Them human
I don't
names are
know.
weird. We got nobody, and we got no.
Look, I just go by. Oh no, what's his name? I was gonna say Patroclus, but that's not right. Polyphemus.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
A very fancy name for a cyclops. That is, now that I think about it.
Well, poly means many, actually. He had many femurs.
Yeah, many.
man.
He had many theses.
Reveals femurs.
Many voiced. Like everybody talked shit about him. Abounding in songs and legends. It means very famous. That was his. He was a fucking pick me cyclops.
You know what? my name is I'm really cool.
Yeah, everybody likes me.
So, what if they just didn't even fall for that? When he's like, nobody did this to me, though. Cyclops like, oh god, I don't want to deal with this guy today.
This guy, it's always something with you.
I like the idea of it's like the very talked shit upon. Like everyone's just like, fucking Polyphemus. So many stories of that guy. That's why we don't leave alcohol anywhere near his den.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He was offering fancy wine.
Yeah, no, I fucking Nothics do feel like they have a lot of fun bullshit to go off of. It's just like because their main thing is just a simple gimmick, but I don't know. There's a lot to play with in that.
Yeah.
And again, I go ahead.
I was like, because forbidden knowledge is a fun idea in general, and being a kid,
yeah,
that's a cool idea.
And he couldn't move, and he still would let
I like that
himself
idea
fall
of just
on the
like
ground. So I had to...
in the D&D world, you going from a regular humanoid to something like this is just a feasible thing in general. Because it kind of just adds to like how susceptible to outside influences and forces as an option even is in D&D world.
Ladies.
Like, you get bitten by a dog one day, you turn into a goddamn lycanthrope, and you accidentally read to Catcher in the Rye. Next thing you know, you're one of these things hunting down John Lennon.
This
or
makes
you
me
like
think.
eat some honey and suddenly you're a thick bee goddess. Frustrating.
Something really fun that I also think about with Nothics is they're considered aberrations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of also gives me the idea of like maybe you just got contacted by some fucking eldritch being or something, and it just warped you.
Yeah. So there's the gibbering mouthers, which are like piles of flesh covered in a cacophony of voices and eyes and stuff. Yeah. And I think there's a light rumor that those are either like warbled people in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It is like alchemists who went crazy and turned into
Yeah.
flesh piles, like Cronenberg. And they supposedly died in alternate planes or planes touched by the far realm. So I think the moment your curiosity for magic or intelligence of the planes or anything beyond natural understanding, you're going to graze the far realm, and it's going to graze you, like in Annihilation.
Yeah.
It will learn you the same way you learn it, and then before you know what you...
Okay, and we are back. I'm sorry about the delay, but we are good to get things moving again, and we may be forever changed for the experiences we had today, but you know what? I still love these boys, even though it's going to be us and our precious forever.
Yeah, we were on like a 10-hour tangent, and all of that's just gone. There was a huge crash. Lightning hit his computer and selectively deleted everything we said today.
Yeah, I think it's our best work we've ever done. Like, I think I'm going to be forever changed.
Never see it again, though.
Experience.
Yeah.
When you look too far into the abyss looks back, and this time it said delete that.
Yeah, it said, "Hey, take me off the internet." Yeah, you didn't get my permission.
It said, "Don't post that."
Delete video. And I'm like, no.
You know, it'd be real funny if I just deleted like your hard drive real quick. Said the abyss. You should delete System 32.
That's what a Nothic told me.
Good luck.
Are we moving on to scoring then?
Yeah, we gotta drop a rating on these bad boys.
Yeah, this recording is feeling cursed so far with all the technical issues we've had, so send on a high note.
Because I was gonna say, because when we picked Nothics, I already had a rating in mind. I was just gonna be like, I don't know, like a 3. Mm-hmm. They're okay. Like, the more that we talked about them, the more I'm like, I'm bumping them up to like a 4. Mm-hmm. They feel...
Yeah. I'm going to say a 3.5 because I really do like them, but the thing is, I feel like their toolkit isn't fully utilized. Because like I was kind of saying... they have that weird insight thing, which is a really cool passive ability, but that's you're interacting and talking to the monsters unless that you are actually... This monster's a threat to you. Because it's like, all right, it knows this.
That's one of the That's one of the biggest issues with Nothics is it doesn't have any guide for the dungeon master to be like, okay, now that I know their secrets, how would I as a Nothic play this off? Like, what do I have to gain? Why would I care about their secrets?
Yeah, is a Nothic going to blackmail the party with some forbidden knowledge it knows? Not really.
It's like the only thing you can think to do. That bargaining, which again, that's just blackmail. You know things that you shouldn't know. And that gets you killed.
Oh, sorry. I think you had a really good idea of like that NPC got the fear effect from the Nothic. I feel like that should be part of it, is you have some debuff because you're...
That was Mario.
Yeah.
I take credit for that. He took credit for my first joke in this podcast, but I'll have to give
that
to him. Mine was making them know a lot more than they should and shifting around their motivation. Them being like, well, now that I know everything, I don't really care. I think just my score default. I really want to like them. I feel like there's something there, but there's not enough. And even though I sang their praises, I think a 3 is fair.
Yeah. I'm sticking with my 4, but fucking that was where I was at too at the start. But I would say other bonus thing as much as there have been times where we've like doo-doo chat on like the 2024 stuff.
Like an
the new
model, in Dubai,
the new stat block basically did what I homebrewed to the stat block, not the fear thing, but I also made their like insight thing a bonus action because I'm like, okay, I like this feature, I think this is cool, but I also want them to actually fucking damage the party if they're going to be fighting it, so I'm going to swap that as a bonus action because it's not like it's going to make it overpowered. And that's what they fucking did for the new one. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh hey, I was onto something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I also took it
I
to
do like
more of a less of a deception insight thing, which I did find a little odd. Feels very unique to this monster, and just turned it into like a wisdom save.
yeah. Very rare you got to make a skill check like that against a monster. That's the only
Yeah.
instance of it I can kind of think of. Because like grapple checks are the only time skills are really used in monster fights, and when it's not like perception.
Yeah.
That's about it. So is cool thing, but yeah, like the fear effect you had, I think is a good idea. But I think I want to run more of that idea of just like a monster that steals like aspects of the party from whether it's remembering their memories or similar aspects like that. Because a doppelganger that's a lot less formal, it's just like this dark reflection of the party. Like quite literally, it's like this bizarre, near bizarro monstrous form of the party. I really like that idea.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah. So that'll be that. Other than that, Nothics, good minions, but other than that, they take a little work to really be a threat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having a few whispering Nothics just I think would spice up the party a little bit.
Yeah.
I love the whispering Nothics idea so
hanging out.
The kind of energy they bring to the party.
Awesome.
They should also be able to be
Apologies.
invisible.
Apologies to anyone who was probably having to deal with ASMR in the middle of a Viking video.
Headphones off warning.
Headphones
I
off.
I don't know, like I like the whispering was going on and it hit me midway through where I'm like, dude, I've had ASMR happen before, and ASMR gives me tingles, but not in like, oh, I like the tingles more in like, ugh.
Yeah, it makes Nothic ASMR to make your skin crawl.
ASMR, your Nothic boyfriend starts to blackmail you.
Hey, babe, we're out of eggs.
Yeah.
Go get more.
I know that you knew that we're out of eggs and you were going to send me to get them instead.
I don't remember how many I ate, but I looked at you and I could tell that you ate 4 of them.
You're toxic Nothic.
Yeah, toxic.
But,
knows everything about you, but keeps his own secrets.
Babe, go ask the neighbor for our eggs. I know he keeps 5 gallons. He tries to price gouge the eggs.
If you unbutton the top button on your shirt, he's more likely to say yes. It's like, dude,
ask the neighbor for eggs, and if he says no, tell him I know what's under your floorboards.
The one that creaks when you walk over it in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That one.
Jerry from across the street will buy your socks.
Use the money to pay for eggs.
ASMR boyfriend's toxic but really wants eggs from you.
It's a good spot to end.
Yeah, that's the high point. Let's get in there.